Teacher fired on her first day for sexualizing students. Oh yeah, I done seen this shit, bro. She literally said, "One of these students trying to get me up out of here. I gotta get up out of here. They gonna take me down through." Nigga, you're talking about a kid here. You're talking about minors here, my nigga. Then on top of that, you saying this shit on the internet too, so even if you quote unquote didn't mean it like that, my nigga, you still said it on the internet where niggas misinterpret everything.
This 24-year-old substitute teacher from Memphis, Tennessee, by the name of Miata Borders, was recently fired after, and I quote, allegedly sexualizing a student.
Took me a little lunch break.
What type of lunch break is this? What the? Well, why are we sitting on the table at the lunch break? Like, I know this is not part of it. I know. But let me have this, bro. They got this at the lunch table, right? My bad. I'm sorry. She's sitting here on the lunch table instead of eating at the lunch table. Then on top of that, to be real, I don't see no kids wearing this to school in this day and age. Now, maybe back in the early 2000s, I see this shit. Back to the video. Bro, like, you literally see why I can't have nothing, bro. Like, why did it just turn off?
Took me a little lunch break. Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty.
You see? That's exactly where she fucked up at. That's exactly what she fucked up at. My nigga, you sound like a predator right there. You talking about some damn shorty to a underage individual. Come on, nigga. Yeah, like, if this was a nigga doing this shit, like, I hate to be that person, but if this was a guy doing that shit, locked up instantaneously. Like, there would be no questions about that shit. Just like in this particular case, there should be no questions. Lock her up. Lock her up immediately. But she may not have meant it like that, but my nigga, still, bruh. No.
Yeesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down.
And you see, that's the second part where you fucked up at. Kids trying to take you down. Wow. It was not thinking about you right here, bruh. These motherfuckers worried about their next class and how they about to get their food for the day, my nigga. They not worried about you, but you making it weird. And you posted this to the internet thinking people was just gonna be cool with this and cool with you saying that. That's what makes it all the more worse.
And then I look so young, I look like one of them.
Yeah, and that statement is what actually got her fired. I'm gonna continue to play the rest of the video, but I mean, good God, the optics in this is already crazy. How do you say a wild-ass statement like, sheesh, as a couple of the high school girls were coming into frame, saying, damn shorty, which is already a highly sexualized statement in and of itself. Like, if you say damn shorty, like, that literally means in common lingo you like what you're seeing. Now, I'm not gonna say or speculate on as to what she saw that she may have liked for her to say damn shorty, but I will say though, the optics are horrible regardless of her intentions, right? You have this frame, right? A couple of girls coming into frame, they're looking at her, she's looking at them, one is smiling, right? And she goes on to say, sheesh, damn shorty. I mean, that's crazy, right? Like, that's literally crazy. Commenting on what could be a couple of 15 or 16-year-old girls. I mean, people in the comment section.
Exactly, bruh. These motherfuckers is possibly be freshmen 14 and 15 years old and you saying this shit. My nigga, You lucky all they did was fire you. Because they could have did a lot worse. They could have did a whole lot worse. But you lucky that's all they did. Because my nigga, that's unacceptable. You should not be doing that. And I feel like that's an unsafe environment for kids whenever you speak like that. Like, especially to post it on the internet like it's not wrong or nothing like that. Like, that's whenever it becomes a problem.
Even acknowledging saying, and I quote, "Damn shorty, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark." She's 15 with a picture, a literal picture of Aries Spears. Another person said, "Damn shorty," to a child. Another person said, "Damn shorty, they kids trying to take you down. These kids are trying." Like, I just got a question. How could any of these young ladies take you down? Like, even that statement in and of itself sounds crazy. So if I'm the school administrator, or if I'm the principal, or on the board of education, you're getting fired immediately.
Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them. Appreciate it. You know, my little free time, I had to go out there and give me some little content, little feed chick, really just a chick.
And by the way, guys, in case you couldn't tell by now, this is indeed a lesbian. She is a certified stud. Now, in this day and age, I'm not entirely sure if stud is a slur or not, but that is literally common lingo to describe a particular type of lesbian, because not all lesbians dress like this. There are very, very feminine lesbians out there who are attracted to women of the same sex who dress in skirts, dresses. They put on makeup and wear really girly outfits, and we would not consider them studs. Studs are a very particular type of lesbian that
It don't matter what you are. It don't matter if you're straight. It don't matter if you're stud. Don't matter if you're gay. Don't matter if you're trans. It don't matter about none of that. It doesn't give you no excuse to be trying to come on here and say shit like that about minors. Especially knowing that you are older and shit. No, you should know better. You should definitely know better. And you should have knew how the internet was gonna perceive that, my nigga. And you thought that shit was cool? You thought, oh, they really gonna fuck with this video. Yeah, alright.
tries to take on the more male-oriented aesthetic, as you can see here in this video.
That substitute teacher that was fired on her first day was not ready to step foot in no classroom. Getting told that you look like one of the students is not the compliment that you thought it was. They were saying that you look childish. It wasn't giving professionalism, is what they're saying. Why are we wearing big chains to go sub a classroom? Are you coming to teach or are you coming to impress?
That is a good question. Are you coming to teach or are you coming to impress? Listen, based off of what I was able to find on this person's Instagram page, I can tell you and assure you that this person is all about fashion and...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would not be able to tell her age. But still. You old enough to sub, that means you still are not a minor. Therefore, you shouldn't be making those comments. Point blank, period. Like, come on, bro.
You know, they like the attention, they like the validation, and you know, they have some very nice fits. They got some nice clothing for sure, and they do fit a particular type of aesthetic, right? Like the hype beast clothing type shit, right? I will say though that although I don't always like to judge a book by its cover, if I saw this person and somebody asked me, do they look like a teacher? Does this particular individual, who is a woman, a female, look like the type of person to be the appropriate figure to teach kids as a teacher? I'm gonna be honest and say no, I don't think they look the part. Not saying that there aren't lovely female teachers out there who look like this, you know, with this particular style and aesthetic. I'm just saying that pattern recognition, you know, simple observations is what I'm saying. It leads me to the probability of her doing some shit that we just saw in this video.
Can we talk about the damn shorty? Who's the shorty? Not that child that you were recording, that you should have never been recording in the first place. There's no way. And then you follow it up with sheesh. Truthfully, if you never ended up back into a classroom again, I wouldn't be upset.
I gotta say as well,
Nah, she do not need to be nowhere near no classroom no more. Like after this, and you clearly don't see the problem with what you said and shit like that. Cause I remember I was going back through and seeing the second follow-up post and shit. She didn't really see no problems with what she said and saying that it wasn't like that, my nigga. Nah. You listened back over your video. You probably watched it and edited it and all that shit. You should have knew what this was going to lead to. And you should have known that it was wrong to do that shit to begin with. Like, come on, bro. That's minors. Then on top of that, like she just said, you recording minors and shit like that. They didn't come to school to be recorded. My nigga, they came to school to either learn or just because they got to. So that means they being forced out the house because they don't really want to be there. And you just made it worse.
It was weird for her to even be filming in a school. Like, I get it, she's a content creator and all that, and as content creators, we want to get views, we want to go viral, and we want to get as many eyes on our content as possible. But I just gotta say, assuming she's a substitute teacher bouncing around from school to school, who first and foremost told her that she could film in school? Second of all, who the hell hired her? Like, genuinely speaking, if I'm the person in control of hiring substitute teachers, for her to look like that, she's gotta have one hell of a resume, or my school has to just be in one of the worst places possible to where we are forced to hire someone like this.
To be fair though, I feel like whenever they hire substitute teachers, they kind of just choose anybody that could fill in the space just for the day. Because usually whenever they get a substitute teacher, it's either for a day or maybe like a week or something like that. Like, because, you know, they end up being short-staffed, you know what I'm saying? So the substitute teacher really don't got to do much of nothing unless it's like midterms coming up or something like that. That's the only time the substitute teacher might actually have to do something. But otherwise, all they got to do is sit in there and make sure none of the students kill themselves, kill each other, and make sure they don't roam the hallways. That's it. And then they get an easy little free check probably. And they call it a day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would imagine you really don't have to do much of nothing.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more qualified substitute teachers out there who could have taken her spot, who dress a little more professional, who talk a little more professional, and who actually are more respectable to the environment of which they're going to be working at.
Lastly, I understand everybody wants to be a content creator, but we have to understand there's time and there's place. Recording like that on your first day is crazy work. Recording yourself putting your feet up on this teacher's desk is also crazy work. Recording the students, also crazy work. That was your first day and you did too much.
And that's why she got fired. She just did way too much. And it seems like it's not only at schools
Completely
where she's
fired.
doing way too much. It seems like even just on her regular account in the privacy of her own home, she's doing way too much. Like,
What the fuck? My eyes burn from seeing that. What the hell did I just watch? Like, granted, I know that if you go back over my videos, you might be able to find like parts and shit like that, and like little goofy parts, segments and shit in my videos, but I don't think that you would find something necessarily like that. Now, you might see me do like a goofy type of dance where it looked funny, but I wouldn't pull my pants down and be dancing in my drawers or nothing like that. You won't see that, but my gosh.
Genuinely, I gotta understand who the hell hired this person. Did you not check their social media beforehand before
No.
actually thinking it was a good idea for this person to be around a whole bunch of teenage girls? Like, I'm not going to even comment on what I just saw, what we all just saw, which is the most obvious thing. I'm also hearing based off of the comment section that she got banned. Her TikTok page got banned. It was formerly named thehandmaid.ceo. So I just got to wonder why did she get banned? What kind of content was she posting to her TikTok page? But as per usual, the substitute teacher, after filming that video and having the other content that we saw from her TikTok page, of which she ultimately got banned for, came out acting like the victim, saying everybody took it out of context and not taking accountability for her actions.
As you guys may know, I am the substitute that was recently fired from teaching because of my TikTok. It's honestly so sad how sick the world is that you guys automatically mischaracterize me fully without further context. I'm a content creator, I record everything I do, so it was typical for me. And as you guys know, if you create content, you will know that everything you see is not what you get.
Exactly.
I will say that, but also as a content creator, you got to think about the aspect on how other people are gonna see it. Regardless, on it could be a good ass little deal, right? But you got to view it from a different standpoint. Whenever you listen back over it and all that shit, you got to think about how it's gonna be viewed. Now, if it's not nothing bad, like you literally can't go wrong with it, that's different. But if it's something like this and you didn't quote unquote mean it like that, I know you got to specify that in the video. That, and also, or better yet, just cut it, like, stop. You got to specify that shit. Like, you got to make it real specific. But also at the same time, it's like, with you being in the school, you also got to know, as a content creator, you can't record in certain places. Like, you can't go into Walmart and just record. You can't go into certain stores and record because it's private property and shit like that. Just because you're a content creator doesn't mean you are free from certain rules and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people got the game messed up with. They trying to get their money and all that shit, or they trying to get their little views and likes. But you still got to follow the rules in the process. That don't mean you just start breaking shit, like breaking rules and shit like that. Like, you still got to respect the boundaries and schools and certain private zones and all that. Certain things you can and can't do. And also, not messing with children. Like, damn.
We'll agree with it. As a content creator, not everything you see is what you get behind the scenes. That said, if you're going to be teaching in a public school, you should not be filming the kids who attend that school. I can't excuse that.
Majority of the content that you do see was recorded while I was alone. It looked as if I had a class, but I did not have a class, and the school knows that. I did not have a class. I had nothing but free time. And as I explained to Lake Cormont when I first arrived, this was my very first time subbing ever. I had absolutely no idea that I couldn't record students, or else I definitely wouldn't have done it.
That's crazy. So this was her first time subbing, her first day ever in any school subbing. She's never...
First time and last time. Good riddance. You ain't never gonna be able to be in a school again. You'll be lucky if you're able to be in a school zone near kids to go pick up your own kids at this rate. Like, you're done. You're fried. You lucky all they did was fire you. But I doubt you try to go sub anywhere else, you gonna be able to. You ain't gonna be able to sub nowhere, buddy.
Taught any kids before this, and she was already fired, bro. Holy shit. That's gotta be a new world record for being the fastest person to ever get fired as a substitute teacher.
On TikTok before I worked, and that's what I seen. I am by far no predator or anything close to it. That is insane for it even to be put onto me. I truly just thought I was doing something good for the youth. Like, honestly, and I was enjoying it. I wasn't going to make a video, but I've been receiving an awful amount of hate. I feel like it was necessary for me to clear my name up. I do apologize for this once again, I truly do, but I had no idea this was prohibited. I assure you that it would have not been posted. What I meant by shorty and the terminology, the kids were going to take me down, were absolutely not what you guys took them as. Those kids were smaller than me, shorter than me, younger than me. They are shorties, they are young. That absolutely means nothing with flirting. My terminology is much different from you guys. So I said the kids were going to take me down, as in a phrase of the kids all together. That absolutely did not mean anything.
So I'm gonna...
What? And Amari, you shut up. You bucket head ass motherfucker. I don't hear nothing from you. But shit, what do you... I even if you... Ain't none of them look like they was trying to fight her or trying to jump her, so... I'm lost on... Where can you even change the terminology to try to flip the script in this type matter? Like, you're left with nowhere else to pivot. So even if you do try to make the claim that not everybody's language is the same, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody's terminology is the same. How do you change this? Like, I don't see no way you could change this one. You like, there's no way out of this one, buddy.
Give her the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, maybe she wasn't, in her mind, with those words, trying to be sexual. But we gotta understand the optics of this. Saying sheesh,
shut up, for you get timed out. How about that?
Shorty, and take me down all in the same sentence while in the proximity of 15, 16-year-old girls while filming them as they're passing by is horrible optics. It just, at face value, what do you expect people to think? Like, seriously.
That is sick to even think of that. I am a content creator. I am known. The kids knew me. They were supporters of mine. So I say the kids were going to take me down. It means it's the same way that supporters do anybody else that they support. I'm no different from them. I handle
right. Last time you said that, who was in 702nd jail?
Those kids already had knew me previously. But it was several kids coming up to me trying to see, am I that person? That's what I meant by take me down, all hassling me at once, is what I meant. Absolutely didn't mean anything sexual from kids. That is sick.
Now, it is sick, but I gotta say again, damn, shorty, sheesh, take me down. All while in the angle that the camera was in, while those words were coming out of your mouth, is crazy. Like, again, if you want to be a content creator, just do that, like, outside of teaching. Like, why don't you just pour all your resources into being a content creator? It seems like you're pretty successful at it too. Why do you need to be a substitute teacher if you had like 40,000 on TikTok, 100,000 on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure you could have like a YouTube career based off of your looks, your aesthetics, the vibe you give off? Bro? Like, go for it. Why just be a content creator? I'm pretty sure it'll pay more too.
The entire 2 days that I worked at Lake Cornwall, I did nothing but my job. I was to myself. Not one single kid that could say that I did or said anything inappropriate my time at Lake Cornwall those 2 days. It was truly just a misunderstanding. But now that I see with creating content, it's easy to misunderstand and misinterpret things because everyone is free to their own opinions. That doesn't mean just automatically mischaracterize me. Like, truly, like, honestly, you guys, I would truly have to be an idiot to know that I'm doing something wrong that would lead to this much and still do it. I absolutely did not know. What I said in a voiceover was absolutely not meant how you guys took it. I just talk very differently. My slang is different. I do realize that those are students and I am an adult. I should have been way more professional with my word choicing. But again, kids had absolutely no clue there was an additional voiceover that I added on TikTok. I do realize the mistake I made, honestly and truthfully. I was just in a moment being myself. I wasn't thinking inappropriately at all. I'm still learning. I am aware of that, but I honestly truly didn't know you guys. Like I just didn't. It's no way that I would have posted it. I wasn't thinking inappropriate. Truly, sincerely to the bottom of my heart, I do apologize to all of the parents and students at Lake Cornwall. I actually loved you guys' school. I would have loved to work there. Like, I know you guys have mischaracterized me, but I am a great person. Like, I am a great person. Aside from the tattoos, I am an excellent person. I do apologize once again. I absolutely meant no harm. I absolutely didn't again, and I just want you guys to, like, give me some grace. This is my first time subbing ever. You see, I'm a content creator. This is my first time subbing. I was trying something new, trying to give back to the kids, which I would have loved to do. I enjoyed myself the time I was there, but I'm fired.
All right, so we heard the entire video, and honestly, I think maybe she is being honest in terms of her intent, but again...
Yeah, I feel like she's being honest. I feel like she probably didn't mean it like that, but it's still... My nigga, you gotta work on your word choice, because you could say a whole lot of something was nothing, and you could say a whole lot of nothing was something, but also at the same time, if you say it the wrong way, like, it's just like going at somebody, you talking to somebody, you tell them to go do something, it's all about the way you say it. If you say it a certain way, it comes off as angry. If you say it another way, it comes off as passive aggressive. If you say it a certain way, then it comes off as motivating. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the way you go about saying certain things.
The optics and the words that came out of her mouth, just, you know, had they not fired her, would have made the school look horribly. Like, they had no choice. Even if the administrators didn't want to fire her, there's no way in hell that you could have a content creator / teacher at your school, who's a substitute teacher, by the way, who's also 24, a new employee, saying these things. The videos are going viral. Bro, it would have just been a media shitstorm, and I'm pretty sure the school admins had no choice but to fire her, unfortunately for her. Now, on her own personal Instagram page, she did come out making another video kind of explaining everything and, you know, how...
Congratulations, I've lost everything. Crazy part is people who judge me would love me if only you tried to meet me first. I would love to actually meet the people I offended. I genuinely meant no harm. Like, if I wanted to care. He's still alive. Miss Wilson, to you, and you still online. Learned nothing. Damn. She was saying damn because the girl looked at her funny, not being sexual SMH. This girl is so sweet, and I don't see her ever sexualizing kids. That person probably knows her in real life.
she's getting bullied online for all this now. We're not going to get into that because it would literally make the video way too long. But I will say, hopefully she learns from this lesson. When you're an employee working for another organization, a publicly funded building, or a private corporation, you're no longer a content creation. You're an employee for that person. And if you make that organization, that company look bad, you are liable to be fired under your contract. Every employee has a contract, unless you're specifically a contractor. Even with contractors who are freelancing for other business owners, they still have some type of agreement. And yeah, if you make that, you know, company, that business owner, that government funded organization look bad, you're gonna get fired. It is what it is. So she may have not had bad intent, but the words that came out of her mouth sounded bad, and unfortunately for her, she's fired. But ladies and gentlemen, do let me know your thoughts and opinions down below.
This is a W video by Maury. But I take back my I take back my comment from earlier in the video. I think that she had no bad intents behind it, but she has terrible word choice. That, and also not going back over your video, thinking about it, listening to it, and all that shit. I feel like it came down to word choice. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord in the description, and stop by the stream sometime. Damn, stuttering like that.